Lamar Peter is a very different player than you saw last year.
Yeah, their whole team, I think, you know.
Yeah.
Lamar, obviously, he's playing great. Their stats from the last 5 teams are making me rethink the game schedule. It's unbelievable. So their whole team in their last 5 shooting 43% from 3, making 11 a game. We haven't seen that since Notre Dame in the Big East. You know, when I think they won, they didn't lose a home game at Notre Dame for like 5 years. They used to wheel around Herringody and fire in threes. But anyway, yeah, so making 11 a game is one thing. Shooting 43% in their last 5 games, obviously their last game was just bananas. So 19 for 30. So, but you know that's what happens. You know, Coach Allen's a friend of mine. I think he's in his 3rd year. Is that right? 4th. So you know he's gone in and now he's got veteran guys that have played together and figured out you know how to win games. They probably should be undefeated, to be honest with you. So I watched their Arizona State game. They just had a bad first half and came all the way back from 18 down, tie it. Lost in the last minute, but so they got a lot of guys. Lamar Peter's just one of them. You know, both the Witherspoons. Eric Holman's a tremendous shooter, probably the best shooting big man in the country. So he leads them in percentage at 6'10". So going to put a lot of pressure on our defense because they got guys can do everything: shoot threes, drive to the basket. They literally play with 2 point guards at all times. So it present a lot of problems for us.
And Eric's a pretty good rebounder too. So
yeah, 8.5 a game, gets a lot off. Just got great length. I believe is he a 5th-year senior?
So,
Yeah, he's a veteran guy. So, you know, they got 2 seniors now on this team, and so they got leadership, and they got talent. They got a great coach. They're at home, so we'll find out. Yeah, everybody's feeling good about themselves the other day, but the old schedule bring you back to earth real quick. So this is, yeah, hey, but you know, this is one of those games. I don't know how many people are going to win in Starkville this year. So you know, if we be one of the teams that goes down there and gets a win, it'll be huge for us because their RPI is going to be extremely high.
Who did the last game plan, and are they doing it again?
The last game, the Mississippi State one.
You're handling.
I would think Coach Jackson, since he's doing it again, but I would have to check on that. I mean, he's doing it this year. I would think he did it last year. Usually. Well, you know, on our defense, everybody guards everybody. But in fairness to Lamar Peters, he just didn't have a good game. I don't think it was, you know, we didn't give him layups, but he's making shots this year that he didn't make last year. So they got a couple guys shot in the 20s from the 3-point line last year that are now shooting 38, 39. They're just older and better players. But his confidence is crazy. Guys, in his last 5, he's shooting 50-something%, 54% from 3. That's nuts.
So can you get anything out of watching that game from last year?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, neither one of us shot the ball well. We didn't shoot it well either. We had a lot of. I know we won, but we won because of offensive rebounding, and they turned it over. But they shot 30%. We shot 35%.
You shot
for the game.
Shot 40.
For the game we did. So it wasn't a very pretty game.
You always talk about going one game at a time.
Yep.
In terms of you looking at it, does having a whole week, is that good or is it driving you nuts?
No, I mean I was able to go recruit, so it's not like you're going on vacation. With the guys we keep it. You know, we won't give them Mississippi State till Thursday, so we always try to keep them 2 days out and then game day. So it gives us a little, you know, today where we don't have to even talk to them about Wednesday's practice. You can just worry about yourself. That's nice to have.
Focus on about Justin Jennifer lately has been his assist-to-turnover ratio.
Which should have been that his whole career.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the outside looking in.
I know, but from the outside looking in, the kid has been maligned.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, as you can tell by my tone, I'm not happy with it. The kid should be celebrated. He's a tremendous kid. So you're just giving me a chance to talk about him.
Yeah.
You know, he's been, you know, this day and age, loyalty to your program, defense, assist, taking care of the ball, things that are or reasons that programs win. You know, they don't get you on college game night, but they win your coach a lot of games, they win your program a lot of games. So I think, like, from my standpoint is, from UC people, we all ought to take this year and celebrate him the entire year, because his assist to turnover is unbelievable. His defense is just as good, and he's been a loyal soldier. He could have gave up after a couple of years playing behind Troy and transferred. You know, he could have got frustrated, like probably 70% of the country transfers, quits, and goes home. Justin stayed here, was loyal to us, and you know, and we're winning a lot of games because of him. So, you know, and there's just a lot more to basketball than scoring. So he's been awesome.
And beyond the numbers, for you as a coach, like, what does that mean to have a senior point guard doing what he's doing?
Oh, it's huge. Are you kidding me? Go ask some people that are struggling if they wish they had a guy who's been in their program 4 years with a leading the nation in assist to turnover ratio. It would change a lot of people's fate, in my opinion.
I'm sure if you could coach a guy to not turn the ball over, you would. So what is it that he does?
Well, I try to,
Yeah.
but you know, some guys, we've been fortunate. Troy didn't turn it over either. You know, I think toughness has a lot to do with it. You know, Justin, obviously he's not the biggest guy, but he's got a big heart, so he's got a lot of toughness. But you know, some of it's coaching, but I think a lot of it is you know, a guy that plays to win. You know, because if you don't play to win, you're just playing to play. You're going to have an assist and you're going to turn it over because you're just trying to make great plays all the time. You know, here we try to make sure we're always playing to win. But you got to have kids that understand that. You can have all the theories you want as a coach. So that's why I give him all the credits. You know, he's been somebody that's tried to help us win games. So, and he's been extremely loyal. So, but I credit a lot of that to his toughness. He's strong with the ball, and he's not careless because he understands that turnovers is from a quarterback position cost you games.
His final spring summer in AAU, he was a 1-to-1 assist to turnover guy.
Don't quote AAU stats.
Well, but how were you able to kind of see through that as a guy?
He committed before the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't put a lot of stock in a lot of that stuff.
Was he better about it in high school?
Oh yeah. I like when I offered Justin, I went actually to see Dion Wiley in the state tournament, state championship game, and Justin's team, Milford Mills, won easy because Justin carved him up. He just completely carved up Potomac.
Is that the first time you'd seen him?
Yeah, I was there to see Dion Wiley.
How often do you do that?
Left with Justin Jennifer. I tried to get Dion Wiley, but it happens. It's happened.
You can just tell that's a Bearcat.
It's a better chance of it happening in an AAU game because you know, some of them games there's 10 high major guys out there, so you go to like see one and you like the other one. Happened with Octavius. I went to see another guy, but you know, that was an AAU game. Nasir Brooks, it happened.
Coach, what do you like most about how your team is winning in this 9-game winning streak?
Different ways, different scores. I think we've won in different ways. You know, we've won with Jaron getting a lot. We've won with balanced scoring. We've won with different leading scores. We've been able to change our defense. Last week we played played Northern and Xavier and played two different defenses for the most part, and we're able to take Northern, who's a three-point shooting team, and take that away from them, and a low post team. Xavier is a driving team, so they're very different than Northern. We're able to adjust. So I think you have to do it to be successful. Yeah. Unless you just have the best players. The old Dean Smith, just create possessions because you got better players than the other guy. You got to be able to dance to whatever song they're playing, and sometimes you got to win in different ways. So I think that gives you a chance all season, because if you can only win one way, you're in trouble, especially as the running gets, like Saturday. Yeah. It just gets harder to win.
Has this team adjusted to your defensive mindset and game plan quicker than you thought they would? I didn't know, to be honest with you. And I still, there's areas where we still have to improve. But what I know that this team from the outset, you got guys that want to listen to you. They want to do the right thing. So like if Trey Scott makes a mistake,
he's not ignoring you. Like he's trying. Like we have believers, so we don't have conscientious objectors on this team. So if we have guys that make mistakes, it's just because they haven't had enough experience yet, and they're still training themselves to play the way we play defense. It's not a lack of effort or a lack of want to. So that helps you improve at a faster rate when your attitude's right about it.
What about offensively? It seems like you're churning out a lot of high percentage looks, maybe the foul line.
Well, I think, layups, I'm a big believer you're not going to get a layup or a free throw if you snap off the first half open jump shot you can get. We tried that in our opener and got embarrassed, or we looked embarrassing on offense. So we got to make sure we don't ever revert back to that. You got to get great shots. You got to get some free throws. You got to get some layups. Yeah, and even if you end up with a tougher shot because the other team just played great defense, at least you kept them on defense. Those are like body blows that wear a team down at the end of the day. Just to come down, run nothing, and fire one up from three. We don't shoot it well enough for that. And I don't know if anybody does, to be honest with you. I think ultimately, even Golden State, they try to get some layups and wide open shots.
Do you feel like a slower pace benefits you offensively and defensively?
No, we don't ever, we never talk about pace. Never. If we can create turnovers and get layups, that's our first option on offense. I think what happens is when you talk about pace, it's just hard to score on us. So that takes shot clock time from our opponent.
And then if it's hard to score, you probably don't want to be going down and giving them more possession by jacking up quick shots.
Well, yeah, then they're never on defense. It's a recipe for disaster. You always hear me make football references. Time of possession is real. It matters. It definitely matters. So, in the better teams you play, they're not going to, like, they go back to the Ohio State game. I mean, you don't run anything against them. You just take half open shots. You're gonna look bad. They're not just going to give you layups. So you got to learn how to grind out a possession when it's necessary, whether it's at Mississippi State or like I said, Ohio State at home. Or we've been able to do it. When Xavier hit some shots and answered us, we were able to come back and grind out a possession where we scored and got a layup or got a wide open shot or got a foul.
Were there any big ones from Xavier that jumped out?
Yeah, I've been recruiting. That's so long ago. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there was in the second half. There was two times where we came right back. They cut it. It was like 10 or 9, and they got it to 7, and then we came right back and hit a 3 or got it right back to 9. So we never really let them get to a point where it looked like they could come back and win. So those are the big possessions. When you can keep a team at bay. You don't want to ever let a team score 3 times in a row where you don't score. That's officially a run. And those are dangerous on the road. So Saturday, that'll be big. For us to be able to grind out a possession and quiet their crowd and, get a foul and, so we can get back and set our defense. It's big on the road. We've led the nation in field goal percentage defense on the road the last 2 years, which is hard to do. But that's why we won 61 games the last 2 years. A lot of road wins. But it's hard to go into another team's gym and score a whole ton of points.
How well do they move the ball?
Well, they got they do when they need to. They got a lot of talented players now. They're not playing anybody who wasn't in the top 70 in the whatever ranking you want to pick. What's the name of your service? 247 Sports Rankings. They were all top 70 players. So both the Witherspoons and Lamar Peters, the guy's probably going to play in the NBA. I mean, them guys, they can kill you in transition. And then obviously Coach Allen's, his guy's been to 3 Final Fours. He's a legendary guy, so they run offense when they need to. So they're like any other team. When they pass the ball to the open man, they're a lot harder to guard.
Are they deeper than they were a year ago?
About the same. About the same. Yeah, I wouldn't call them, they're not a super deep team, but I would say like starting 5, and I don't really know the SEC that well. I've seen Tennessee play. I would think starting 5-wise, they're right there with most teams in the country.
mean, their starting five is really, really good. They got 2 seniors in it, and they got multiple guys. They bring a McDonald's All-American off the bench, but he's a freshman. But that just tells you how good they are.
You talk about your team winning so many different ways. How quickly do you think this group of guys bought into everyone playing their roles and playing within themselves and not trying to do other things?
Well, I think they've tried from the beginning. You know, it's our job to get them to look good on offense and how to look good on offense. Obviously, we didn't get the job done in our opener last month, but since then, you know, I think we've done a better job coaching them on offense. But you know, I think from the beginning, they've tried. We got guys with really good attitudes on this team. I mean, really good attitudes.